just to be, I guess we've been on the grass, but to compete a little bit. Last few weeks has been trying to get everything in, get the offense and the defense in, working separate, and now get to compete a little bit. So that's what we all love to do. That's fun to get the competitive juices flowing, and to kind of see our offense come together, and then also see our defense, which we haven't gone against yet. It's always good.
What are your early thoughts on Travis Hunter? I mean, I know you haven't seen a ton of him just yet.
Yeah, got a lot of juice. Like he can run all day. A lot of energy. I love it. Good energy. Always dabbing guys up. Just bringing juice every day. Like I said, high motor. He just go. It's like a kid just runs around all day. He doesn't get tired. It seems like so. You can't have enough of that. And then as far as just talent, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. Ball skills, run after the catch. He's very explosive. Just didn't realize how explosive he was in and out of cuts. He's impressive to watch, and we've gotten to connect a couple times. It's only going to keep getting better and better. We've only worked together for a couple days now, so we got some time to really dial in on the details.
How difficult is that with him splitting time, corner, wide receiver? Is that going to be a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, you work around all that. You get as many reps as you can. You talk as much as possible. Not just out here, but yeah, out here after reps, after 7-on-7 team reps. If I see how he did something, I think he can do it a little different, or if he likes to do things a certain way, he can kind of voice that to me. Both of those things. And then in the building, in the meeting room, watching tape, installing, talking about kind of what I'm looking for, what coaches are looking for on certain concepts, just to get him up to speed, because obviously he's learning a new system. He's super talented, really smart, but it takes some time to learn the system. So we're trying to just get him up to speed, and so he can go and play fast and free and not have to think about it.
So you're going to that. How would you evaluate that?
Yeah, I think, obviously the talent's always been there, but the confidence, obviously off the year he had and what he's done. Now he has a full year under his belt where, he's one of the top receivers in the league. I think my confidence in him, seeing him do his thing for a year now, and just you get that one-on-one, feel really confident about our guy. So just a lot of confidence in him. He's smart. He's picking up. It's another system he's learning. It's 2 years in, 2 systems, and just been impressed by how he carries himself. The work he puts in, you can tell he studies as he comes in here, he knows his stuff. It's not an easy system to learn, and he's done a really, really nice job.
Between you and B team, has it taken a second to kind of readjust to that chemistry?
Yeah, I think not a ton. Obviously, just getting back into throwing. I went for a solid 3.5+ months without throwing, just with the shoulder deal, and so starting to throw a little bit before OTAs and then working into it. I feel really good now. I feel like my arm's back in shape. I feel like I'm getting sharper and sharper every day. So I think it was more that than necessarily getting the chemistry back with BT. I felt like we were just starting to get that last season, and obviously went down and we weren't able to finish the year together. But just being able to watch him, even though I wasn't playing, being able to watch his one-on-one reps, the stuff we were doing with him last year, and the situations he was put in, and how he was able to adapt and play the slot and move outside and really take advantage of every matchup. I think that also gave me a ton of confidence in seeing like this is a guy where you can move him anywhere, you can do anything, and he's going to just find a way to get the ball. I really like it. It has a lot of answers. It's great. It puts a lot on the players. You have to know your stuff, but it gives you all the answers. You don't feel like you're stuck in a play that's not set up for success. It gives us a lot of answers, and change the presentation a lot, make a lot of things look the same. There's a whole lot of, without going into too much detail, there's a lot of things that I like about it, and it's definitely unlike any system that I've learned before. So it's been cool to learn and just pick the coach's brain and try to get it down as fast as possible. Yeah, we don't have everything in yet. We build up to that, but from what we have in so far, yeah, I would hope so. That's what I've been working to try to get it all down. I feel good about it. Just got to now take it from knowing it to second nature. To where you don't think about it. You hear the play call, you spit it out, you go play, and you play fast, and you're not thinking about it. And that's always kind of the transition when you learn a system. You got to get it down to where you can just react.
You previously mentioned a few things that you knew you wanted to work on as far as your footwork and things of that nature earlier in the offseason. How are you feeling with that progress underneath?
I feel really good. It was something I was able to work. Coming into OTAs is just on my own. When I first started throwing for a couple weeks before we started, I was able to work the footwork, and it was foreign to me a little bit then, but now it feels more comfortable. Then just having a ton of banked reps through all the weeks that we've done of OTA, or phase 1, phase 2, and now in the OTA practices. So I'm feeling more and more comfortable. And yeah, I think it's really going to help me. I feel very confident in my feet aligned where I want to go, and progressions and tying my feet to my progressions and being balanced and being able to get across the field quickly. So I think it's been really good. We just got to keep working it. It doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come in 4 months either. It's going to take a while. So just keep working this whole offseason.
Yeah, back out there today. What can you learn from some passes like that this time of year?
Yeah, I really just sailed one to Travis over the middle. He did a nice job. We had a crosser. I had him open and just sailed a little bit. And Sav got that one off. He was behind him. And then the other one, just me and Parker being on the same page at a curl route and trying to throw it away from the zone defender underneath. And we were just a little bit off on what each other was thinking. So that's the time of year where you work that stuff out. Obviously, you never want to have interceptions. You don't want to have balls on the ground. You want to be clean. But on the other hand, it's stuff you want to see the miscommunication or some of that, so you can fix it now and not carry that over, later on. So we'll fix that stuff and we'll get cleaned up.
Stuff that you had not worked on before, is it specific to what Liam wants to do offensively, or was it just fundamentals?
It's more of both. I'd say there's some fundamental stuff that I agree with that we've watched kind of throughout the offseason. Today, this is some stuff that I can work on to make me better, more accurate, a little bit more on time, and all this stuff, transfer my weight a little bit better. Then there's stuff that's just kind of system based, that's different, as far as the starting point of my stance, flipping that, which changes how you drop, so that was a big change, but that's more of the system and kind of what the system prefers. And I agree with a lot of that, or all that stuff, and I think it's helped me. But so it's a little bit of both, if that answers your question, and it's really specific as far as the concepts go, and footwork and the details and all that stuff is just kind of knowing and drilling my feet. So when I get the call and I do it, I'm not thinking, all right, what's my drop? It's just you've done it so many times, you don't think about it.
Do you wish you had more consistency and continuity than you had here in Jacksonville? I mean, you were kind of your third center in 3 years, third offense, third OC, new receivers, new O-line.
I mean, it's the situation we're in. I really like the people we have here now. I love the system. I love the staff. The players that we brought in along with the guys that were already here. I feel very confident in where we're going and the trajectory we're heading. Can't change the past, Of course, I would love to have a little more success up until this point, to answer your question. Yeah, of course. But the reality is this is where we're at, and I love where we're at. I got a lot of confidence in it, and we just got to keep putting the work in out here every day to prepare ourselves for the fall. Definitely. There's an energy on the practice field. I think that starts with, obviously, Liam. He's a very energetic guy. He's passionate. He loves football, loves to be out here. I think that's one thing I've noticed about him from the beginning is a lot of energy. And that trickles down to the staff, right? So, I mean, it's that, and then also the players that we have. A big variety of the guys that they brought in free agency, they all fit what we're trying to do. And I guess the culture and the energy, and then even a guy like Travis bringing in who's just full of energy, positive, a playmaker, all those things. It's cool seeing it all come together, and it seems like everything's well thought out about the type of people that are here, not just the talent,